Hey, what's going on everybody? Protein bar review guy here with another review for today. We have a one plant-based protein bar here. All right, before we get started, remember to hit like, subscribe, and share with any of your friends, family, anybody you know that wants to learn more about ingredients and what they are putting in their body. Some of those words that they can't pronounce on the ingredient list, you don't know what they are. I'm gonna help you learn about those and how they affect the body, good or bad. Okay, remember stay tuned at the end of this video for the new section called the Tighten Up section, where every video episode I'm going to give you one tip to lean out, tighten up, tone up, try to get some more definition in your body, and it could be related to your training, your diet, your overall health and wellness. So be it. It's a pretty broad spectrum, but we're going to touch on one thing every episode. All right, so we rate the bars on this channel based on ingredients, calorie count, protein content, macros, taste, texture, and then we give them an overall score of 1 through 10. All right, so let's dive right in here to this one. This is carrot cake, okay? I have never had this one before. This is first time trying it on camera with you all today. All right, so right off the bat on the label, they're advertising gluten-free, vegan, non-GMO, plant-based, and then they're boasting 1 gram of sugar and 12 grams of protein. All right, so let's take a deeper look here. Ingredients. All right, ingredients start off with a protein blend of pea protein, rice protein, and almond protein. Okay, those are 3 great plant-based protein sources, and soy is not one of them, so I like this so far. All right, then we get into soluble corn fiber and then maltitol. Okay. Points deducted right there because we've talked about maltitol in a lot of these videos with a lot of bars that have that. And maltitol is not easily broken down, if at all, by your intestines, and it just sits there in your gut and it's not good. And somehow there is a process where they can make it naturally. So that's how they get away with putting that on the label and saying no artificial sweeteners, because somehow there is a way to derive that from nature, but it's still not good for you. Has basically, 1 or 2 points of a difference from the glycemic index of sugar, basically around 50. So just use stevia or something else like that. It's 1 or 2 on the glycemic index, or just use real sugar. Instead of maltitol, just use real sugar, I don't understand that. All right, then we get to almonds, palm kernel oil, vegetable glycerin, natural flavors. Again, we're not allowed to know what natural flavors are. Cornstarch, pea starch, sunflower lecithin, sea salt, rice flour, cocoa powder, cinnamon, monk fruit extract, and calcium carbonate. Okay, so they're using monk fruit extract as another sweetener, which is good. Again, that's something natural that can be used. I don't know why they have to use maltitol as well. And they're adding cocoa powder in there too for a little sweetener. I'm not really sure how cocoa powder works with carrot cake flavoring, but anyways. So ingredients, not bad, but again, I don't like the maltitol and the palm kernel oil, not a fan of that. So I'll give it a 7 for ingredients. All right, calorie count, we're looking at 170, kind of on the lower side. I've said in the past I'd like to see 180 to 220 for a bar, but 170, just a little on the light side, not bad. Maybe this could be your at a desk snack, maybe you don't have to do a die-hard workout to earn this bar like some of the other ones we've reviewed where you really need to earn them. Maybe this could be a go-to snack throughout the day if you're at your desk or whatever. Or if you're sitting on the couch after dinner watching a movie and you gotta hit your sweet tooth somehow. All right, so calories, well, I'll give it a 7 for calories because it's just a bit on the light side. All right, now let's look at protein content. It's only 12 grams. So again, we like to see 20 grams of protein in the bars that are 180 to 220 windows. So again, this is subpar with 12 grams. So I'm gonna give this a 4 for protein content. And let's look at the macros here. You have 21 grams of carbs and 7 grams of fat in ratio to that 12 grams of protein. So almost a 2-to-1 ratio of carbs to protein. So out of 170 calories, you've got 12 grams of protein at 4 calories a gram. That's 48 calories of protein in this bar. That's 170 calories. So that's less than a third. This is like, I don't know what, 26%, 27% of this bar is protein, and it's being sold as a protein bar, which I don't feel that's very genuine, and not exactly the macros that I'm looking for in a protein bar. 7 grams of fat at 9 calories a gram, so that's 63 calories of fat right there, and then your 21 grams of carbs at 4 calories a gram there, that's 84 calories from carbs right there. So again, macros on this suck. Keep looking. Macros, I'm gonna give it a 3 for macros, but let's see how this tastes. I had this in the fridge for a little bit, as one reviewer suggested, because the other one plant-based bar that I reviewed, I gave it a bad score because I thought it was too soft and mushy. So someone wrote in, commented, throw it in the fridge. I did that, so I listened to your comments, I hear you. I'm working with you people, I'm here. All right, so this is carrot cake, look at that. Looks like it's covered in that, glaze, whatever that is, cream cheese that's usually with carrot cake, I think, some kind of cream cheese. All right. So as you can see, it's pretty thin. Taste, first thing that hits me, a little bit of that sugary glaze on the outside. I guess it kind of is trying to go for the cream cheese taste, but it doesn't really taste like cream cheese. Maybe kind of like more of a, just one of those generic sugar icing things on a cake. I definitely get that. And then you've got a cinnamon taste that jumps out at you. I'm not really getting much carrot to it. Maybe that's a good thing. I don't know how many people really like carrots. But yeah, taste, nothing special. I'll give it a 6 for taste. Could be a lot better, but it's not overly sweet. It's not overly chalky and unsweet. So we're giving it a 6 for taste. And then texture, right off the bat, I could tell that this was a lot firmer than the other one bar plant-based one that I reviewed. It was in the fridge, but again, not all that long. But I just think that whatever the ingredients are and consistency of this one, generally a bit firmer than the one I reviewed last time. It is pretty thin, not much texture. You got a little bit of creaminess from that sugary frosting on the outside, and not much to that carrot cake on the inside. There's no crunchiness, a little bit of chewiness to it, that's about it. So texture on this, I'm gonna have to give it a 6 there as well. So let's talk about an overall score. The ingredients, we did not like the maltitol in there. That was the biggest deduction there on that one. Calories were a little on the low side. Protein content was very low, but from good plant-based sources. The macros were terrible. The taste and the texture were subpar as well. So overall score on this, I'm gonna give it a 5. And really the only thing saving it is the good sources of plant-based proteins and the slightly lower calorie count. This could be used as a snack bar throughout the day, not necessarily only after a workout. Because it is plant-based and not whey, yeah, you could have this sitting at your desk if you want, whereas the whey proteins, you generally really only want to have them after a workout because you're spiking your insulin and blood sugar response with that whey protein, because it is so fast absorbing into your bloodstream that you do get that quick spike and then a quick drop from the whey. Whereas with plant-based protein bars or plant-based proteins in general, it's a much gradualer injection into your insulin response, so you're not spiking it nearly as much. And I think that's why some diabetics go to these as their only sweet treat. So yeah, smart for doing that. All right, now let's talk about our Tighten Up tip of the day. I want to talk about nutrition plans versus dieting, okay? And just that, those two words, big difference. Nutrition plan, diet. When people talk about getting results and slimming down, leaning out, getting definition from dieting, it takes on a huge negative connotation where people think, oh my God, I'm gonna be in this calorie deficit. I have to make myself calorie deficient all day long. I have to be miserable, hating life, right? To be on a quote unquote diet. Well, that's why plans like that don't work, because they're not sustainable long term. You might be able to sustain that for a day, 2 days, 3 days, maybe a week if you really try to, go balls to the wall and really push yourself and starve yourself and make yourself miserable and uncomfortable. That's not the plan. The plan is a nutrition plan, right? Has a much better connotation versus diet. When you think about nutrition plans, you think about giving your body the nutrition that it needs to perform at your maximum performance throughout the day. So that you can go do things, so that you can go lift heavy, or you can go run a marathon, or you can swim, or if you just want to run around and play with your kids in the neighborhood and not be all exhausted because you're calorie deficient or whatever. That's the difference, okay? Don't think of it as a diet. Think of it as a nutrition plan, and it's a much more sustainable long-term plan and a long-term goal, and you will stay on it. And so what if you have a cheat meal once a week or twice a week, but the rest of the week you're on your nutrition plan. You're giving your body what it needs to rebuild, to grow, to burn fat optimally, okay? If you're fatigued and calorie deficient all the time, your body's not gonna know what to do with, giving yourself that cheat meal once a week. And if you go have, a giant bacon double cheeseburger or whatever, your body's gonna be like, I don't really know how to process those fats and those carbs, okay? So nutrition plan versus diet, okay? Think nutrition plan, think long-term, think sustainability, and you'll be much happier, and you will be able to sustain it long-term if you change the mindset and stop making yourself miserable with dieting and go for something that is sustainable. And I'll just show you right now, I just happen to be in the middle of meal prep, so we'll tip this down a little bit right here. Look, I'm prepping lunches for the week. I've got some Tupperwares, I've got a huge tray of chicken. I'm even giving myself half a beef beer brat in each one of these things with the asparagus. And I got this massive tray of chicken right here. I've got another meal here ready to go that I'm gonna eat as soon as we finish this video. So get the meal prep done. This is nutrition plan. I don't have any carbs in these meals right now. I add those separately. Costco was out of sweet potatoes this week, so I did not cook any sweet potatoes on the grill with the chicken as I usually do, but I'm gonna have to find some carbs to add to these meals. Maybe oats, we got a bit of oats here. Oats could be doing it, maybe brown rice. We're getting it done. All right, so this bar, getting a 5 for Protein Bar Review Guy. And remember, nutrition plan, not diet. You'll be much better off. All right, I'll catch you later.